vegan Boerewors, or should we just call it South African vegan Boerewors, or maybe just vegan farmer's sausage? But whatever we call it, that's what we are making today. I'm super excited. In order to succeed in this recipe, there are 4 things you need to know, starting right now with the list of spices. And please remember, these measurements are for 500 grams of vegan Boerewors, 3 teaspoons of coriander whole. And please guys, remember, here is all about achieving that healthy and delicious South African vegan Boerewors. Oh, here is another 3 teaspoons of my favorite spice, which is cloves, guys, cloves. Okay, another 3 teaspoons of rosemary, 3 teaspoons of black pepper whole. Guys, I just got to tell you, the aroma of these cloves has just filled this whole place. It is just magic. This spice is a mixture of vegan beef seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder, and it is also power, I've got to tell you. Now here comes nutmeg. Guys, we cannot do South African vegan Boerewors without nutmeg. You cannot, you just cannot. It should be half a teaspoon, and smoked paprika needs to be 1 teaspoon. I like some of my spices whole, and I always love to toast them on a skillet because I know what kind of flavor, what kind of natural flavors this thing can release. It is just power. Now pop it in the blender and bleed until it is fine. And guys, I've been meaning to ask you, what is your favorite spice? Please let me know in the comment section down below. What is that spice in your cupboard right now that you cannot live without? This 100 ml of water is our second important thing in the recipe that I'll be sharing with you just in a moment. But before that, let us add our 40 ml of soya sauce. Yeah, let's just put some more. And here is Worcester sauce. Guys, please, just when you buy this, make sure it's vegan, because as you know, they use anchovies at times in this product. Just read your ingredients. Okay, we'll need about 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. Let me just chop it up and add it to our magic. Yeah, add it, everything, let us there. So if you haven't heard yet, I'm a crazy vegan chef who tries to veganize everything that you might think is impossible. I post 3 times a week. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Now let's add our liquid to our vegan ground beef. And guys, the link to this recipe is in the description. You know what, as I pour this liquid over, the aroma of this thing, guys, and that's the other thing, even without adding it here, without doing anything, just by it sitting there, you can tell this is vegan South African Boerewors. And remember, one of the reasons of adding water in this recipe is that we are using seitan that is already cooked, so it is dry. So we want to kind of hydrate it with water. But that is not everything about this water. I'll be sharing almost at the end of the video about the importance of this water. And here is our casing. It is vegan and it is eatable. It is the 3rd thing that is important in this recipe that I'll be sharing with you in a bit. And guys, yeah, I used fennel. Look, you can use whatever you can find in your kitchen. This kind of worked for me, even though my fennel is kind of broken, but that's what I used and it worked like a charm. Okay, so there's a skill in using this casing. You cannot just use it anyhow, otherwise it won't work. So first of all, press it there. You just have to press it down. You have to cut it in between, just right in the center there, just a small cut. Okay, now tie it. This will help you as you push your ground beef. You don't want it to fall off. So yeah, basically that's what you're doing there. Okay guys, I want us to do this in the wrong way first, because I really feel that this casing is expensive and I don't want you to waste your money to do it a couple of times and just get it wrong. So we're gonna do it this way, and I'll show you why this is the wrong way just in a bit. The sausage piping machines, the ones with motor that we can actually use at home, they are not really that expensive, you know, or even the ones that you use manually, the ones with a gear on the side that you keep like pushing, they're not really expensive. But the thing is, I could not find one in my area, and you might be going through the same situation where you're like struggling just to get one. So in that case, this is what I would suggest you do. And if you have found any value so far in this video, guys, please don't forget to subscribe and to hit that notification. So even here, to tight it on both ends is actually the wrong way, but I will show you just in a bit. As you can see, almost immediately the sausage swells. Look at that, it's swelling. And you can see the lines there, and just now it's gonna burst there by the corner. Burst. There you go. Okay, so now that was the wrong way. Here's the right one now. Tap it. Even air pockets like that we don't want. Tap it right through. Tap it. And the whole trick here is to flatten it and make sure it's not already round like a sausage, because you are so excited that you just want that look, but that is the wrong way of doing it, and this is the right way. This is how it's supposed to look. And the other thing that, in case you might have noticed, this is not a typical sausage, guys, so this one won't be brown like your typical sausage. We have to help it. Just a bit of oil and a bit of vegan seasoning of your choice. What you also notice here, I did not tie the both ends, only one, so the other one will just gonna help this thing to breathe. I'll show you just in a bit, and of course do on the other side as well, so that our sausage can be at least golden brown. Yeah, so far I do think that it looks good, even without cooking it. I mean, just look at that. Just the aroma of this thing, guys. The aroma, it is power, guys. Just look at that. Just look at that. Yeah, so as you can see, I do not tie both ends, so this one is gonna actually help this thing to breathe. As you can see, it looks almost alive. I'm just kidding, but it's what comes with this casing, and you will see why it's important not to fill it up, and also give it some space to kind of, because it's definitely gonna swell. And don't worry about the shape. Now it doesn't look right, it doesn't have that nice round sausage, but you'll see as it feels the the heat, it will come to shape. As you can see now, it's coming to shape now. And also remember that the seitan is already cooked, so you don't have to cook this thing as if it is raw. But look at that, it's still twisting. Look at that. This is actually the importance of the water that we added, and also you can see how you need to use this casing. So now the fourth thing that I wanted to share with you in order to succeed in this recipe is that do not overcook it. Look at that water there. Look at the roll of the water. You want it juicy. You want that water right there. Remember, this seitan is already cooked, so you want it to at least kind of juicy. Look, I mean, it won't be as juicy as the real thing, but you want to be close. That's what you want. It doesn't have the snap that I'm looking for, but it's not bad, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this might be the only downfall. Okay, so almost immediately I can test that this is South African vegan Boerewors sausage. It is super close. It is very nice, but I think we need to find different casing, or we need to make our own casing. This one is very chewy. Let us meet on the next video right here on the screen, because I know that you'll enjoy it.